Hi everyone, welcome back. It's WIP Wednesday and we are going to keep working on this picture from Mystic Art Mirrors. This is one I had started on live stream with Debbie from Color Me Stress Free. It's our buddy color that we said we would finish in February, so I'm not behind. But I thought I'd start working on it again. I've done like a few things in between and gotten sidetracked, so let's just dive in. I am using, in case you missed the live stream and you're curious, I'm finishing up her hair. Me doing hair, I know, crazy. And purple. In all fairness, I started the purple hair color in January for my purple hair don't care, but now we're in February, so, well, you know. All right, so I'm actually using a combination of pencil brands here. I actually prefer to do that with hair. Most of my tutorials are just one brand, but that's because, you know, not everyone owns an insane amount of pencils as me and shouldn't probably. But anyway, I'm using BW11, which is Black Widow from Black Widow, Grape from Pro Color, Imperial Purple from Pro Color, Amethyst, which also comes from the Black Widow set, and Pastel Purple, which comes from the Scorpion set. So you can kind of copy it if you want, or you know, use like similar colors. But yeah, so here we are, another week. I still didn't stream on Sunday, and yeah, it's just so as you guys, well, those who watch, if you're new, you won't know, but Akira the puppy was spayed, which isn't a big deal. I mean, dogs get spayed pretty much all the time, but it is major surgery for those lovely female fur babies to have, and so she has stitches and all that, but she is a husky, and huskies are hyper, especially that first year. Oh. I almost have PTSD thinking of Scout's first year. Oh my gosh. Scout has definitely mellowed out, and even more so since she went to that board and train program and got some obedience training. She's pretty chill since that. But she was a year and 2 months when she went to that board and train, so not too old, but and now Scout actually turns 2 this March, so that's when huskies kind of start to chill out, is about 2-ish. So yeah, Akira is just insane, and you can't just let her outside because then she'll want to run, so you have to take her out on a leash. And then you cannot take Scout with her because Scout gets her all riled up, and then she wants to jump and run and, you know, do all the things she can't do. And she can't sleep in her kennel while she's recovering. There's a few reasons. She could if we broke out the bigger kennel. It's Scout's old kennel. We don't use it anymore because Scout doesn't need to be kenneled. She's earned her right to roam if we leave the house. We could technically break that one out of storage, but yeah, like she only needs to deal with this, you know, while she's wearing the cone. So the kennel that she normally sleeps in, she just can't get in with that cone on her head. Oh, those cones. But so she's not sleeping well at night, but it's because, one, she's not in her kennel, but 2, and this is the biggest reason, she's not getting her exercise requirement for the day. Huskies require an insane amount of exercise. They're a working dog breed, and so, you know, they have to work. They go. I mean, literally, huskies were bred to hunt and run hundreds of miles. So I always tell people how, like, Scout will go on a 6-mile run with my husband, and he'll come home all tuckered out, and she's looking at him like, dude, let's keep going. Like, I mean, a 6-mile run doesn't even phase Scout. Oh man, it would phase me just to do a 6-second run. Be like, out of breath. But yeah, so she's not getting her exercise, and they did send home sedatives because she is a hyper breed, but they're not working. They worked on Scout. I distinctly remember giving them to Scout and her chilling out. Because I remember thinking, gosh, this is so peaceful. My insane little husky is just sitting here sleeping. Yeah, they're not working on Akira. Not one bit. I haven't phased her at all, actually, to be honest. Half the time I'm like, is this a placebo? Like, and the vet unfortunately cannot prescribe. I mean, she's on the heaviest take home you can have outside of, her having to be injected with something. And obviously we can't do that here. And she's on the highest dose she can be. So yeah, it's just, she is bonkers. She keeps trying to run and jump and just be a husky. And that's the part that's probably the hardest, is just like the only way to get her to chill is basically any room you go into, you bring her with you, and then you have to close the door so she's not free to roam. And if the door's closed, she'll just kind of like plop down and be like, fine, in protest type of thing. But yeah, it's gonna be a long recovery. I'm trying to think what there's other breeds out there that are working breeds. They have like this similar thing, but yeah, if anyone has any tips and tricks for working breeds, like husky type working breeds, because I have a lot of friends that don't understand. They're like, well, you can just do like training, or just take her on a short walk, and but they don't have a husky, and a husky is very high energy demand. So fun fact, huskies require a minimum, notice I emphasize the word minimum, of 2 hours of intense exercise. So keywords, 2 hours minimum, intense. And then they're nice and rested. They'll rest after that. If you don't do that, huskies are very hard to train, very stubborn because they're very intelligent little stink bugs, and very destructive if they don't get that. But huskies do need to be mentally stimulated along with physically exercised. They're just a very high maintenance freaking breed, and it just so happens that they're also notoriously known for being divas. And I think it's just because they talk, so they get that rap as divas because they howl and which is hilarious, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's just, it is what it is with those dogs. But like poor Akira needs her, like, it's great because Scout can wear Akira out. Now, Akira does not wear Scout out. She doesn't even tap into any exercise for Scout. But reversal, Scout is kind enough to wear out the puppy for me, but she can't. And she's actually confused by it because she'll go to play with the puppy and I'm like, no. So she's like, why can't I play with the dog? Like, normally I do. And then she's also, Scout has been pouting because the puppy stole her bed. I bought Akira her own dog bed. Like I said, she normally sleeps in a kennel, so she doesn't have a doggy bed. But I bought her a doggy bed for this recovery and whatnot. And she, because her first day home, she slept in Scout's bed because her bed they didn't show up. Thanks, Amazon, by the way. So Scout was pouting that whole day and mad. Now, let me tell you something. Scout doesn't actually sleep in that bed. She'll go lay on it for a second, but then she gets off it because she gets hot, and then she just goes and lays on the floor. And in the summer, she lays on the air conditioning vents. I kid you not, she sleeps on the air conditioning vents. It's quite hilarious. But yeah, so she was like throwing this little hissy fit and pouting all day. It's literally just walking around the house pouting. I'm like, oh my gosh, Scout, because the puppy was on her bed. And so I bought Akira her own bed, and it came. She laid on it, turned around, laid on it, turned around, got up, walked right over to Scout's bed, and got back in. It's like, dang it. So I returned that one, and I ordered a bed exactly like Scout's, but the one Scout has isn't cheap. And again, I had to do that because, you know, it is technically Scout's bed that she never uses, but still gotta let her think she has her things. So I have now ordered the same one as Scout, which is way too big for Akira, but whatever. It is a very cozy bed with like cooling gel, and so it's supposed to come today, and we'll see if she sleeps in it. I did get a different color though, so I could at least tell the difference, but I'm gonna laugh if she still won't sleep in it. But if she doesn't sleep in it, then I'll just be like, here, Scout, you get the new bed. You know, like you do with your kids. They get hand-me-downs and the older kid gets the new stuff. Well, that's what I'm gonna do with my puppies, I guess. I don't know. I had no intention of buying Akira a bed until this surgery, so. But yeah, that was a long sidetrack to tell you why I didn't stream, wasn't it? But yeah, basically I'm just busy watching the puppy, taking her out when she needs to go out. She's pretty much potty trained now, but now that I've said that, she's probably downstairs as we speak, peeing on my carpet just to show me up. So I'm sure I'm gonna regret those words, but yeah, we still have to take her out though, and you know, deal with that, and then just being in a room, locked away in a room with her so she would chill. And then just, yeah, keeping her calm and trying to do I'm trying to walk her around the house just a little bit, but she's not supposed to take stairs. And here's the thing, she couldn't take them if she wanted to, because when she gets up to the stairs to our deck, because to get to our yard you have to go down like it's like 4 steps on the deck to the grass, and when she goes to walk up them, she just bonk with her cone. So she couldn't walk upstairs if she wanted to. You have to pick her up. So that limits who can help take the dog out. My daughter, who is 9, can't lift her, so she says. I disagree. Akira's not big. She's like 25 pounds. She's going to be a smaller husky, actually. I'm thinking. The thing is Scout is big for a female husky. So most females, you know, max out about 55 pounds. Scout is 65 pounds, and she's not a chunk monster or anything. That dog is solid muscle. Like, you go to pet her and you're like, dang, I need to do your workout. Yeah, she's just nice and solid, but she's 65 pounds. She fluctuates between that and 68, but she's a big, very big female husky. Even our vet was like, holy cow, she's a big girl. So I guess she just got the big gene, but most females are like 55 pounds. And yeah, so I think Akira is going to be more that range, but my daughter can't lift her right now. I keep getting sidetracked, don't I? There's just so much backstory I feel I must share today. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm on no sleep and just bonkers from caring for the puppy and all that. And that's the thing, you get through all the initial puppy tasks that just drain you, and then you just turn right back around and gotta do more. But yeah, so I didn't stream because I was dealing with the puppy. It's just a long week. You know, it's rough when your kids are having sports all week. And then just, yeah, I was burnt out, and there was just no way I was going to be able to sit there and do a stream anyway, because like I said, my daughter can't lift the puppy when she needs to go out. She can't lift her back up the steps. So if I was streaming, I would have had to like constantly pause, leave the stream, do like an intermission of sorts, and go carry the puppy up the deck steps. And I'm pretty sure you guys wouldn't have wanted to watch that. So I just decided it just wasn't worth it. I'm going to try and stream next, or this weekend, I should say, because she'll be better enough by then, and no, my son won't be here. But yeah, I'm hoping it'll be easier next weekend, and then I can stream, because I really do want to stream. So anyway, as I mentioned in the title of today's WIP Wednesday, I'm not happy. One, dogs just drive me bonkers, but two, they are building a high school across the street from my house. Yep. So we knew buying it, there was a potential. It was going to be voted on. And I'm so mad about this. So the way they propositioned the entire school was, hey, this won't cost you any money if you approve for us to build this school. But if you read the fine print, it says it will not cost you any money over the next 3 years. Did nobody read that when they voted? Yes. I sure did. Because I'm also one of those firm believers that nothing in life is free. And come on, a new high school, you don't think that's going to cost anyone any money? It's going to come from somewhere. They don't just print the money at Utah State Capitol. That money is coming from somewhere. And yeah, in 3 years, it's coming from me. But apparently no one read the fine print. So a bunch of people voted for the stupid school, and yep, they picked the site right across the street from my freaking house. There was I had a great view of fields, and like fields, a big field, and you might even hear the construction noise in the background. I don't know how much will get picked up by the camera. They're literally building across the street. They got the bulldozers out there tearing down the field, which just makes me nauseous to see. I mean, I'm one to talk, though. Obviously, a field was here before my house was built, and I still bought it, so can't really get on my high horse on that one. But a school right there. And worse is, supposedly the entrance is on my street, and that one I'm trying to get a hold of the school board to verify, because that makes no sense. Like, they should have done an impact study, because the other side of the property, or the farm area, makes a lot more sense as the entrance, because across the street is just more farms. You wouldn't be disrupting any homes. Also, there is my children's bus stop in front of my neighbor's house. Like, that would be impacted with a high school right there. But yeah, they're impacting all the homes in this subdivision when they can literally just make the entrance around the corner and impact nothing other than the farmer who's, I don't know, sowing his wheat or whatever he's farming over there. I didn't pay attention last summer to see what he was actually farming, but you know what I mean? Like, it makes no sense. So I'm really hoping that's not true, that the entrance is this way. But then again, the alternative was that the fields, like the baseball and football fields, would be in front of my house, and I honestly can't decide which I would like better. I obviously neither, but that's not an option. So yeah, I'm really cranky. The vote actually went through a few months ago, but I guess I just got cranky because today the bulldozers came out and started just shredding that field across the street. And then that's when I was like, well, I'm bummed. So I'm definitely have to do my craft room tour before so you guys can see the pretty view that I will only have for probably the next like 2 months. But yeah, like this was the whole argument my husband and I had over the basement. I wanted my office up here, my studio, because I could look out at the farms and just have a beautiful view. And now I'm gonna look at a high school. I may take that guest room in the basement and then just stare at my own backyard. So yeah, like, you know, a lot of people have asked me, well, are you gonna sell? And so this is like my dream home. Everything about it is perfect. And we just finished the basement. But I mean, it has the exact number of rooms I wanted, the layout I wanted. There's nothing I would sit here and go, oh, I would like to change that. I mean, of course, there's always those little odds and ends, you know. Like I would love to have a nugget ice maker built into my island, but that's something I can add. Like there's nothing structurally that I don't like about the house. Like there's nothing at all. Like it's perfect. And oof, even the money we invest in the basement, we would actually get back right now because this market out here is so nuts. We're still in the positive despite investing in that basement, which is just insane because they finished it in December, and here we are in February and we're in the green. Yeah, this market is nuts. But to say we sell this, right, we'll make a killer profit, more than we made on our last house. But we have to shove that profit onto the new house, and honestly, I don't know if we would find another house like this. So I'm not selling. I mean, we do own all the land behind us, for, you know, because we live on 1.5 acres, so we own quite a bit of land. And no one's gonna build behind us because I own that property. So it's like guaranteed there will be no high school behind me, just in front of me. So yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, I don't know if I'd bother selling because I really love the house and the features. I'm just gonna see how it goes. Surprisingly, a high school being built across the street increases my home value rather than decreases it. I don't get that one bit, but found that quite interesting. But supposedly it's because it's a secured to be less crime. You know, it'll have speed enforcement, and then I don't know, something about the money they invest in the school reflects your property value, which makes no sense because they're investing it in the school, not my home. But okay, I don't know, I don't get it. But yeah, supposedly it increases my value and the appeal of my home, and I'm like, I don't know, because if I was house shopping, I wouldn't buy a house with a flippin' high school across the street. I don't care how perfect and pretty it is. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm just very salty. I'm salty. That's the word. Crabby, salty, bitter. Anything you got. Just break out the thesaurus, find a word that works in that genre, and that applies to me. So it's just, especially with the bulldozer right now, like as I'm filming, see it out of the corner of my eye, like right there, just, yep, doing its thing, plowing to make room for something. I don't know, am I going to be staring at a parking lot in a few years? Like, what's going to be in front of me? It's not going to be a field, that's for sure. The only other option is to move my daughter into this room and then steal her room because it has a better view. She don't need a view. She don't even care. She doesn't even open her blinds because they don't play in their rooms now. They play in the basement, right? Can I justify like kicking my own kid out of their room? But the thing is the bedrooms up here, other than this one that I use for my studio, all have the just standard windows. They don't have a big, huge, gorgeous window. This one does, with tons of great natural light for filming and just art in general. Like, it's just, I don't have to turn on a lamp or anything. It has the light at the right time of the day that I prefer to film. So yeah, even if I stole one of the rooms on the other side of the house, I could just stare at my own property. It would just be the crummy time lighting that I was dealing with while my desk was in my master. So yeah, I don't know. The only positive note is I believe it is scheduled to be finished the same year my son would be going to high school. So I'll just be walking across the street, just mosey on over, and yeah. Now I will be freaking livid if they say that is not in his school boundary. Could you imagine that? Not only do they take away my view, but my son still has to go to this school like a couple miles away. I mean, because I've seen that happen where they build a school and the houses right in front of it aren't part of it. And I'm like, wait, what? How's that possible? But I will fight that, because not only does that mean I don't have to buy him a car as quickly, haha, but I mean, it's literally across the street. Like, come on, man. I pay property tax and I pay extra because we own our lots, what our house sits on. I'm like, how do I put this into words? What our property is consists of multiple parcels. So it's not just one piece of land in the county and taxman's eyes. We actually own 2 pieces of land, even though it was purchased as one package. I don't know, it's very confusing. I don't know why they couldn't have just put them together. But yeah, so we pay extra because we technically own 2 properties, even though we really only bought one. It's so dumb. So better believe I'm gonna make sure my son's going to that school across the street, because I'm paying property tax that goes to the school system. So, and in 3 years, when they raise my property tax to make up for the cost of the school, which I guarantee they're gonna do, you bet he's going there. Just saying. Take a drink of water. Okay, well, enough of that rambling for now. Notice I said for now. So yeah, this week is busy again with sports. That's just going to be a weekly thing from here on out. The only difference is, instead of long sparring this Friday, my son has his belt test, so he might be able to move up in his belts if he works hard this week, because he's missing 2 stripes. He needs to get those last 2 stripes to move up. And also Friday is my youngest's birthday. Oh, they're growing too fast. Like, I'm really trying to hold on to my just adorable little one. She's the one that always pops in and asks for snacks when I'm streaming, despite the fact she knows I'm streaming. So yeah, she has a birthday on Friday, so we've got that, and or I should say birthday party Friday. But yeah, so we're celebrating that, and it's gonna be just, yep, dealing with that and appointments and work, and still got a job on top of all of it. This weekend I was like, oh man, wouldn't it be the life if I could just wake up, roll out of bed, color, and just film YouTube videos. Can I just do that? Basically, can I just not adult today? That's what I want to do. Just not adult. I just want to play with my colored pencils and adult coloring books and play on YouTube. But yeah, that's not gonna work. That's not going to pay for the property taxes that I'm going to have to pay for that school across the street. So I guess I'll keep my day job. But a girl can dream. A girl can dream. Maybe one day y'all can help me hit like 1 million subscribers. Then let's see. 1 million subscribers for an adult coloring channel. That would be quite the feat. Take a drink of water. And I only say that because adult coloring is quite niche. So that would be, but it's also quite new if you consider what it's up against in the world. You know, video gaming channels have been around since the dawn of YouTube, pretty much, because hello, World of Warcraft. You know, like art channels have been around forever because, well, art. So, but adult coloring is actually kind of like the new kid on the block. Same with diamond painting. You know, that's a new little niche area. So it's all very nuanced in a way. Gosh, I hope you guys can't hear the machinery across the street. It's really killing the vibe for me, but I don't want it to kill the vibe for you. But yeah, so this week I just vegged. I do need to get it together this week. Yeah, and just get things moving. I feel like I have a little more energy, despite the fact that the puppy's been keeping me up all night, so that's kind of weird. But I do feel more energetic, so maybe the COVID fatigue is starting to wear off. I sure hope that's the case. That would be glorious. But yeah, I have noticed kind of like an increase in energy. Now, is it increased enough for me to like go work out? No. So let's not go that far. I'm like willing to vacuum or something. That's as crazy as we're getting. Although I am about to order the rowing machine for the gym because we need to start getting our gym done. Otherwise it's just a big empty room with pretty lights. And let's face it, we're not going to be motivated to do anything like finishing wise of that room if there's no equipment in there, or no reason to, basically. So I've been researching and trying to find which one I want, but yeah, I will be buying a rowing machine, I think, first. At least that's the plan right now. And hopefully I'll have the energy to use it. But with the weather out here being so wacky, like it's really wacky. I mean, just the other day, it feels like, maybe it's been like 2 weeks now, but I was like freezing. I was so cold, like in the middle of the day. Like I couldn't do anything. I was freezing. Just, freezing frigid. And yeah, we went through this huge like cold spell. I mean, barely broke 20 degrees for the day. And now we're in the 50s. Like the other day I had opened a window and it was warm. I had to open a window because I was like, gosh, it's warm in here. And turned on a ceiling fan, and I was just like, this is so wrong because this is February. Like February is cold, snowy, icy, frigid, unpleasant. Like you should be wearing thousands of layers and you're not. So yeah, it's just getting warmer and warmer. But yeah, I was shocked when I looked at the weather and it said 50. I was like, 50? What on earth? Is this Utah? Did I like time warps? Where did I go? But then also they said it may snow or rain at the end of the week. So I'm like, okay, that's how it sounds about right. Utah does that. But we normally get that closer to spring, where it just goes from like one day really nice and warm. It'll seriously be like 70. And you'll just have a great spring day, go on walks or just sit on the deck. And then like the next day it's just, you're covered in, a foot of snow. Like, that's spring in Utah. But I don't know. I guess we're getting our spring early. But we'll see. It's been warm, but my studio is cold because I left the doors closed all weekend. I didn't come up here at all this weekend, other than to like maybe grab a set of pencils, but I was just kind of downstairs coloring in my room, working on projects. I don't know why, but coloring in bed is just my happy place. And so yeah, I was just down there, but the studio is almost done. It sounds like my marker storage thing is coming today, so I might even be able to film it this week, because that was the last piece I was waiting on, was my marker storage thing. I still don't know where I'm going to put it. I should have pre-measured before I ordered it, because I might have to adjust some frames. I don't know. I don't know if I want it on top of that table either, though. See, there's a lot of debate in my own head. But yeah, I've got like everything's just chaos right now. I've got Copic markers just sitting around everywhere because they're waiting for that organizer thing to show up. And then I've got tons of watercolor still off to the side. I filmed a bunch of watercolor swatching videos last week. You'll see them kind of pop up throughout the month, but just know that was actually last week. I did like 5, I think. I don't know, it felt like forever. And yeah, I still have some over there. I've got some Grabby. I've heard it pronounced different ways, but I'm gonna call it Grabby. And some Happy Mail to swatch. But I don't know if I'll swatch all my watercolors. I'll definitely be swatching Grabby because those were sent to me by the company, and Happy Mail ones, of course. I also have to swatch these little scribble sticks. I have never used these, but I kind of want to see, like, I mean, it says it sketches like a pencil. I know I opened them when I did my December haul. Now it's actually bugging me, but yeah, so see, to me, I'm thinking these are going to be like Neo colors, or like the Lyra, I can't remember the name, aqua colors. I think that's what they call them. But it looks like a crayon. Well, it's actually a little hard though, so maybe not. But yeah, I kind of want to see what these are like. But it does have like a name on it. That's Peacock. But I have 2 sets because the wonderful Emma had sent them to me for Christmas. So I have does it say what set it is? That's weird. It doesn't say the name of the sets, but I do have, there are 2 different sets. Like, see the color differences? This looks kind of like a primary basic set over here almost, because it's got the red, the classics. This one has like grays and maroons. Maybe, is that one also got a black? Huh. We'll discover this later. But yeah, there's multiple sets. I had looked them up, but now I'm kind of curious because if you look at the packaging, it doesn't really say what set you have. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, so I have those I need to swatch. I have the Stabilo Woodies. I definitely want to swatch on camera because they look really fun and they are very pigmented. They were sent to me as Happy Mail, and so I definitely want to get those on camera. I just basically have a pile on my desk, and I was working on organizing the other day because I'm trying to just organize like things I need to do, like finding places for them other than just stacking them on my art desk is basically what I'm attempting to do here, because there's nothing more constrictive and annoying to me than just clutter all around. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now. I'm just trying to find a way to organize it all, and then yeah, maybe I can get a filming in and show you guys the space and all that, because I would like to show it to you guys. I did put a picture though on my community tab, so you kind of have a feel for what it looks like already. But yeah, there's quite a bit still to do. Just like odds and ends organizing, you know, those little things that you don't notice really until like, unless I pointed them out during a tour, like, you know, I had to do this or that, but they're like things that affect my productivity for sure. My flow. But yeah, I probably will do more watercolor swatches this week. If anything, just for myself. Because they're just sitting in piles and I want to get them all out at once. You got to get set up for watercolors. You can't just like go, I'm going to watercolor right now. Unless you constantly always have watercolor stuff out. But I even have these cute ones from Etsy. These are like color shifting watercolors. They look pretty nifty. So the company I ordered from, I actually ordered little half pans. She had like a fall set. Her name's Mystic Moon Watercolors. So I had ordered a fall set and, ooh, I can't remember, like 2 little sample colors as well. I think this is one of the sample colors. I'm not sure. Can't recall now, but then, you know, the gal was kind enough to send me a ton of dot cards as like just to try out, like check out all these dot cards she sent my way. Like, man, these colors might actually look really good on the background of this page. So yeah, she sent me like all these dot cards, including, now these are called minis. So instead of a dot card, you can buy a mini from her. And what's cool is, like, it's actual plastic pan, so you could pull it off of the card, you know. Yeah, so I got some minis as well, but all those with the set I bought. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'm trying to remember which ones I bought and whatnot, but I'll try those maybe on camera, maybe not. I don't want to be like a watercolor swatch fest on camera. That's her. Oh my gosh, my house is shaking and I think it's the work they're doing across the street. That's great. I just felt like my house shake. Either that or Utah's having an earthquake, but I'm pretty sure it's the bulldozer. But yeah, I've got those, and then I've got some handmade ones coming in the mail. Also, I'm really loving those handmade watercolors. And I don't buy them for the light fast or anything like that. I just buy them for the uniqueness. They're unique. I mean, someone has created these beautiful palettes, you know, and they're just so fun to try out, and unique colors you won't find anywhere else. So it's like a new obsession of mine. I've gone down a new rabbit hole, and I am working on the watercolor battles. Don't worry, don't worry. I still am trying to finish that page. Things just come when I'm able to get them done, you know. It's that's why I don't do a lot of buddy colors, because I'm like, halfway through I don't feel like doing it, I'm just gonna stop. So I feel like such a flake, but I don't like to force myself, you know. If I'm not feeling it, I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want coloring to be a job or homework. So now this page, I actually, you know, like I said, I'm starting on it again, but it's actually a really pretty page and I want to color it, but there was just other pages I wanted to color first, so they kind of had my attention. But then when I came up here, I was like, well, I want to break out a WIP that I've already started this year and work on finishing it, and this was the one I grabbed because, well, the pencils were already out, thank goodness. I did not want to go fishing through there for those. But my other WIPs are just waiting for backgrounds, and backgrounds are my kryptonite. Used to be skin, but now it's backgrounds. Just avoid those as much as possible. Let's see if I can't finish this one little strand, and then I'm probably going to call it good. We're almost at the hour mark. But I just, as the day goes on, more and more bulldozers are showing up across the street, so I have a feeling it's going to get really loud here soon. So yeah, that is it for WIP Wednesday. I actually got quite a bit of hair done. I mean, I finished this whole part and got this one down here. With these thicker hairstyles, you know, I kind of just am going for the gradient more than the little flicks. Now, if I wanted to be, oh, I don't have it up here. If I wanted to make this hair more realistic, I would take my AF-Matte eraser and erase these lines so that they weren't in the way and distorting the color I'm laying down with my pencils, because these Black Widows aren't very opaque anyway. But yeah, if I wanted to do more like hyper realistic hair, or, you know, the type of hair I normally do, I would definitely just erase the lines, or you can put it in a program and lighten the lines. But I would actually erase them entirely, because like I don't need all these here. Like I would erase them and then create my own. But I just kind of wanted the cute little gradient, and you can still see the flicks in them. It's just the black lines show up as well, so they kind of hide them. But it is a cute purple color. I actually use this combo a lot, obviously, because you can tell how short all these pencils are. Most of them are halfway through. Oh, poor things. But yeah, it's a combo I have actually used quite a bit when I use my Pro color. So all right, everyone, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week. This week, I know I am showing, or by the time you see this, I have showed the Color It colored pencils. And then I know some sort of swatching video is coming out. But then you'll have this WIP Wednesday, and I may have some others. I was going to try and do kind of a speed color to music of this adorable image from Emily Illustrator. It's on her Etsy with alcohol markers, but I don't know if I will get to it this month or not, so we'll see. I did print it on my hammer mill, but I've got so many other projects just sitting over there that I need to tackle, that I have to tackle, like things sent to me by manufacturers and stuff like that. But we'll see where I go this month or this week and what else I film. But thanks for hanging out with me, everyone, and until next time, take care. Bye now.